Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today we have Caroline joining us. Hey, Caroline.
Hi, everybody.
Caroline's a new coach with us, and I'm so excited to have her on the team. Guys, she is a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner. So yeah, just like me, I'm an NLP practitioner as well. So we're really excited to have her on the team. We've got an exciting video for you guys today. We have how to stop hot and cold behavior. And the best part of the success story, which I really loved, was as her client actually manifested her SP getting a tattoo on his body that will remind him of her all the time. So yes, I thought this was a great manifestation. I thought, oh my goodness, how neat. I mean, it just shows that absolutely anything is possible. So just before we dive into it, guys, you know, we're giving away a free course, how to find your blocks to manifest anything fast. The link is in the description below. We're getting a lot of great success stories from it, as well as because Carolyn is new with us and I can't talk today. We are having a sale. She's got 50% off of her coaching, to help you guys and to get to know her and she can get to know you. So we'll be doing some videos together for a while. I intend to be able to speak for this entire video properly. And yeah, so let's dive into the success story.
Again, thank you so much for having me. And I intend to be able to speak as well today. So my client, she had an SP for a few years on and off. She thought she was his girlfriend, but she was not convinced that he saw her as the girlfriend. She felt that it would not really include her in his plans, that he would, make plans with his friends first. She was never the priority. She really wasn't sure how he felt about her. But it would give her some breadcrumbs where she was still had a little bit of a hope. Okay, I think he loves me. I think we might be in a relationship. Really, it was not a good relationship. So she wanted to convince herself that he was the one for her by doing what you should absolutely not do, and that is going to snoop in social medias. And that's what she was doing all day long, all night long. And her 3D, the reality of her 3D was what she was seeing in the social media. She was becoming jealous, angry, anxious. Just even she would open the social media, she would become anxious. Why? Because she wanted to see if he was faithful to her. But the overwhelming sentiment was that she was digging to look for something. So what was she finding? Of course, the intent was, I'm going to find something. So she did. She was finding a lot of flirting going on with many potential third parties. Actually, to her, everybody was a potential third party. So it became a very unhealthy obsession. So the first thing we had to do here was for her to not even get the temptation to look at the social media and remove all of them from her phone. That was point one. Then we started working on some affirmations that she was the priority. He only had eyes for her. She was the chosen one, etc. She was loved. But she was not there. She was just repeating those affirmations like I saw it as a robot. It was very robotic, and you could tell that her dominant thought continued to be the reality that she witnessed in her 3D. And even though she knew the theory that circumstances don't matter, it was not sticking in this case. She could probably put it for different areas of her life, but not that one, not with the SP. So I felt that it made no sense to continue to make affirmations about the SP. We had to go back to a more general state where we talk about the law. Okay, so what is the law of assumption? My thoughts create. My reality is created by my thoughts. Everybody is you push out. I can choose my thoughts. It's all up to me. I am the operating power in my reality. What I desire desires me. So go back into this. And then she would repeat it, try to have it sink it and say, okay, yeah, that's how it works. Right. Yeah, that's how it works. Okay. So from there, we can go back to our affirmations about SP. What I've noticed with her is that when she was talking about him, she would revert back to her robotic manners. And I was like, no, don't you see it? Don't you feel it? No, I don't see anything. So, okay, well, tell me, what do you see? Explain to me how you see this relationship. Well, she didn't see anything besides that she felt rejected. She was not part of his life completely. She was just one little element on the side. Okay, no. So let's go back and really, I was like, tell me, explain to me how it's like, the best outcome. How can you imagine this? And it took her a while to actually realize that she had never pictured a beautiful picture of them together. So we created that, we created a scene, and she was happy with it. I said, okay, now that's good, but that's fairly simple. Just give me more details. What do you want? What do you want? And then she, I wanted to get her a little excited about that vision. And then she blurted it out. She goes, oh yeah, he's gonna tattoo my name on his skin. I said, there we go. Yeah, that's a good one. So keep that vision, repeat that little movie in your head, and do your affirmations. And that's what you focus on as often as you can. So she started to see movement little by little. He started after a few weeks calling her his girlfriend again. And on the 6th week, he actually called her up and said, during conversation, he said, you know what? I would like you to think of a symbol that I could tattoo on my skin that would represent you, so I could never forget you. So there we were. Success story.
I love it. Oh my goodness. I absolutely love it. Yeah, I'm not going to intend that Andrea gets a tattoo of me, but I think that is really good. You know what I really love about that story, and sometimes what I think is overlooked, and that is going to really help people that have just been sort of being robotic in their affirmations, is the fact that you took her to the end. Like, what does that relationship look like? Like, what are you going to see, hear, and feel? What's he going to say? I remember when I was manifesting Andrew, it wasn't just like, oh, he wanted to be with me, he wanted to be in a relationship with me. It was more than that. I intended he would be coming over for dinner every night and watching movies with me and taking me out on the weekends, and we would be going and on trips together, and like all the things that we would actually be doing together. And I think that is so important to help paint that picture, because you've got to be clear on what your end goal is. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got to know, where you're steering your ship, to know what thoughts are going to be helpful and which aren't, and I can see the comments now, but I can't visualize. That's okay. You can even write out the script of what you're going to see, hear, and feel, because your subconscious mind is automatically going to make pictures of your thoughts, right?
Yes. And I do believe that often we are too timid with our with what we are attempting to manifest with our affirmations. We don't dare dreaming big and going all the way. So because it seems too far-fetched, but we have to really envision the best possible picture or movie, and why not? We are creating it, so why not go all the way? There's one affirmation that I love to say, and it's, what I experience in my life daily is beyond my wildest dream, and I love it. And the little I love it at the end, it reinforces what I just said.
I love that. That one's so good. Everybody write that down. Write that down. I think also a big part of stopping the hot and cold behavior is really starting to focus on what the behavior is going to be every day. What are the little things that they're going to do for you? Like, are they, the hot behavior, is it you're getting a phone call or a text every day? Are they coming over? Like, what are the parts of the behavior that you want to see every day as well. I think that's really important to sort of map out and get clear on, like, for instance, I mean, Andrew makes my tea every morning, and if he doesn't make my tea in the morning, I'm like, what's going on? Are you mad at me? Like, so what are the things that you want to see every day? Like, every morning, like, I get a hug and we ask each other how we slept, my tea gets made for me. So these are the things that I've created that show up in my reality that make me feel like, my relationship's going good, like Andrew wants to be with me. So what are those things to you? Like, I remember I was talking to one of my friends and she says, well, my boyfriend cuts up my steak. And I was like, oh no, if Andrew did that to me, there would be a fight. I'd be like, what do you think? I'm a little kid. But so everybody's got their own things, right? So what are those to you? Like, really start to look and get clear on what those things that you want to see are. And then also intend, like first part of the story where she didn't know what her SP was thinking, her specific person. It really comes down to, well, they're thinking whatever you assume that they're thinking about you. So take some time to create that as well. Like, you're the director of your story. So start writing out your character's parts, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's a really absolutely awesome story. Mental diet's important. Don't get that wrong, guys. You need to do a mental diet. Your thoughts always need to be, focused on what you want, right? But I mean, with the clear goal of what your end result's going to be, right?
Oh, absolutely. Because she saw it firsthand that dwelling on her fears and doubts, that's exactly what she got. She got the worst of them. So we had to really pay attention to have her pay attention to, at every moment of the day, what she's thinking about and which direction she's going.
Well, exactly. And I like what you guys did with the social media. So, if you are on social media and you're looking for something, you're gonna find it. You're always gonna be right. So if you're looking on there to find out what they're doing wrong, who they're with, you're gonna end up creating that. So either, take a break from looking at their social media, or, what I did when I was first manifesting Andrew, because I started to fall in that trap. I was strong enough to say to myself, no, you know what? I want to look at his Facebook, but I'm going to use it as a catalog. And basically everyone I saw, I'm like, nope, he wants to be with me. And I saw a picture of him with somebody. I'm like, nah, it's going to be me there. And I started using it as a catalog. So if you're strong enough to do that on your mental diet, then by all means. But if you're having those days where, you're spiraling out, just don't look at that, and get a piece of paper and pen, or, whatever, and start visualizing or scripting out what your end goal is, because you want to be in that end rather than the other end looking for problems, right?
Definitely. And it can be gradual. You start, in her case, it was so overwhelming. She was so anxious about it that we had to remove it altogether. Mm-hmm. Once you feel confident enough, yes, she can bring it back and use it for a good use. But it's about knowing where you stand also, and know that you don't want a temptation to go the wrong way, because every single thought creates.
Exactly. Oh, doesn't it ever? Doesn't it ever? So guys, I mean, a total complete. So in the beginning of the, before we did the video, we're talking about speaking clearly. We're focusing on not, and all of a sudden I was stumbling.
Yeah, there you go.
And when do I ever stumble in talking, right? But of course, because I was focused on it, we did it, and then it got better. So, every thought does. And I think the other really important thing is to be the observer of our reality rather than, being the reactor of our reality. Because if we really just sit back and observe, the one or two little negative thoughts that come through, if we're not reacting to them, they're really no big deal, because we're like, oh yeah, I had that thought yesterday just before I was cooking dinner. Like, oh, it was just one thought. It showed up. Okay, well, I can just change it right now. It's not a big deal, rather than thinking that something has shown up and it is a big deal to change, because it really isn't. It's really comes down to your thoughts created it. So you can change it just by changing your thought in an instant, right?
I find it quite amusing when we start paying attention to this, that constantly at every moment we realize, oh, I was just thinking about this, and there it is. We were not even aware it's happening constantly.
Yeah, that's so true. So funny story. So I used to have a cleaner for my house, and then that cleaner stopped, quit, whatever. Well, things changed. So I had to find a new cleaner. So here's me. I was like, Like, I don't want to go on all these websites and call these people and get quotes. Like, I just didn't want to do it. So I had a lot of resistance to like doing the work. You know, funny story, you guys always know I've got lots of resistance to doing the work sometimes. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. So me and Andrea were actually going away for Valentine's Day here not too long ago. And I said to myself, okay, the day after we get back from our little Valentine's Day thing in the cabin, I'm like, I'll look for a cleaner that day. So the morning that we got up the next day after our Valentine's night out at the cabin, we were driving to go check out. And all of a sudden my sister texted me and said, oh, I found you a cleaner. Here's her phone number. And I was like, of course you did. I'm like, of course you did. So like, you know, and because of course I was having resistance to actually doing the work and like researching cleaning companies and calling them. I was like, no, I intend it just falls in my lap. And then there it was. And I was like, okay,
effortlessly.
Problem solved. Yep. It was done so easily, so effortlessly. Yeah. So, you know, it's, you know, just a matter of going, do I like what I'm thinking and feeling right now? And if the answer is no, well, what do you want to think and feel instead? And just making that intention, that affirmation, or even that statement in the moment, and you're done. You've switched it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. That's beautiful.
So exciting. Well, guys, we intend that everybody's had an aha moment from this video and taken something from it and able to create something wonderful in your guys's lives and made progress with your specific person. I intend everybody manifesting a specific person gets a breakthrough from this video and an aha moment and gets some success, and if not, a full manifestation, and lets us know. So thank you so much for being here today, Carolyn.
Oh, thank you, Amanda. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome. And guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.